entire neighborhood was turned on.
Oh, you should see what it looks like from out here.
What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. Sometimes it's a curse to have such an encyclopedic knowledge of the political world and the internet colliding together to create, well, this. This is what we call Orange Hulk. They're doing a movie with the Red Hulk. They have the Green Hulk, and we have Orange Hulk. Orange Hulk is a manifestation, a creation of something that we think is really freaking awesome. It's Donald Trump as the Hulk, but it stems from a hysterical story that was told during the January 6th congressional testimony of a former Donald Trump aide at the White House named Cassidy Hutchinson. And Cassidy Hutchinson told a story about how Donald Trump fought his way through the Secret Service and grabbed the steering wheel of the beast and tried to direct it towards the Capitol so he could riot with the January 6ers and hang Mike Pence from the gallows. Well, funny thing happened on the way to making all these hysterical memes and being the Orange Hulk, being able to fight off all of the armed Secret Service agents when Donald Trump's unarmed, of course. It turns out it was all lies, and we now know it's all lies. The Secret Service and their own testimony said that it was all lies and nonsense, along with everybody else who worked in the Trump administration. So why would this one individual lie so much? Well, ladies and gentlemen, the answer is right here on your screen. House Republicans exposed the J6 committee's lies, cover-ups, and scandals in new report. Let's just zip through here. The report shows that they had a terabyte of data deleted. This is, of course, against the law. The committee itself, of course, is illegal because Republicans didn't agree to the committee and didn't get a chance to put their own members on the committee. So it's not even a real committee. What the report shows, in part, it shows many, many damning things, but that Liz Cheney worked with Cassidy Hutchinson to change her testimony, to witness tamper, and to make up some type of scandalous story for TV January 6th congressional testimony. What a complete and utter witch this lady was. To think that she was number 3 in line. She was the number 3 most powerful Republican in the House. While Republican investigators were hamstrung from a complete review of the committee's taxpayer-funded inquisition, Loudermilk staff did conduct a thorough investigation into Pelosi's panel's outlandish claims that of Cassidy Hutchinson, former ex-aide to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows, sensationalized the television show Trials of January 6th committee when she claimed that President Trump tried to violently hijack a limousine and drive himself into the Capitol as the riot unfolded. Hutchinson was immediately contradicted by the same sources she cited in her public congressional hearing. You know, it's a crime to lie to Congress. The latest report from House Republicans outlined 8 findings related to Hutchinson's explosive testimony, including the backdoor channels, the committee's vice chair, then Rep. Liz Cheney, who lost her ass in the election by like 70 points, took to circumvent the former White House aide's attorney. The select committee did this by using the content of its not yet public report to accuse the attorney of instructing Hutchinson to lie when in fact it was them causing her to lie. The report also highlighted how Cheney coordinated with Hutchinson without Passantino's, this is her lawyer's, knowledge. As the select committee targeted his law license, Passantino has since filed his own bar complaint against Cheney and a $67 million lawsuit against the federal government, which are now in the last remaining open opportunities for court discovery into the disgraced ex-congresswoman's conduct. Not good. Not a good day for Liz Cheney. And, of course, they have the receipts here, and they are Liz Cheney communicating with Cassidy Hutchinson on the encrypted app Signal, her testimony without the knowledge of the attorney. Witness tampering. Oh, yeah. So now the Oversight Committee is referring Liz Cheney for criminal investigation due to the partisan activities of the J6 Committee. Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. New administration, new sheriffs in town, Kash Patel at FBI, Pam Bondi at DOJ can open a criminal investigation into Liz Cheney. The House Administration Subcommittee in Oversight gave the recommendation in an interim report. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi now disbanded weaponized January 6th committee. Former Rep. Liz Cheney illicit collusion with star witness Cassidy Hutchinson while on that January 6th committee in particular raises major ethical issues. Here are 8 key falsehoods that Liz Cheney and Cassidy Hutchinson promoted to smear Trump. President Trump did not attack his Secret Service detail at any time. There is no pre-planned off-the-record move to the Capitol in the days leading up to January 6th. There's no evidence that President Trump agreed that rioters were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." Cassidy Hutchinson falsely claimed to have drafted a handwritten note for President Trump. President Trump did not have any intelligence indication of violence on January 6th. And Cassidy Hutchinson lied about the classification status of documents to disparage Mark Meadows. Cheney and Hutchinson attempted to disbar her lawyer. What a witch. Cassidy Hutchinson misrepresented President Trump's actions at Lafayette Square in the summer of 2020. Cassidy Hutchinson, not the smartest, not the brightest bulb in the box. Cassidy Hutchinson is somebody who is, let's just say, not good at this. Here's Cassidy Hutchinson, for instance, trying to endorse Kamala Harris with words in the English language. See if she strikes you as particularly bright.
But in my experience, number one, from being up close to Donald Trump, seeing his character, knowing who he is, believing him when he tells us who he is, and also who he chose as his vice presidential running mate, J.D. Vance, who's a whole separate conversation. It's just a despicable portrayal of the Republican Party. I am really, really proud as a conservative to have the opportunity to vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz in this election. Policy is important. It's very important to me, and there may be few issues that Kamala Harris and I would see eye to eye on. I hope that we'd be able to come to consensus on a lot more issues. But in saying that, the character of our leaders really matters too. We need to be able to elect people that we can trust to uphold our rule of law, people that we want our children to look at and to want to emulate. Kamala Harris is from a working class background. Tim Walz is from a working class background. Those are the people that Donald Trump claimed to represent, but actually exploited and manipulated their support. So, I say to Republicans who may be on the fence, I understand how frightening it can be to potentially break with your party. I also understand that there are concerns, and very valid concerns, about inflation. But Donald Trump and J.D. Vance cannot be trusted with the Constitution. They cannot be trusted to uphold our rule of law, and they can't be trusted to enact responsible policy. That in and of itself is disqualifying amongst many other things, some of them being that Donald Trump is also under federal and state indictments. So when it comes down to the decision for me to vote for Kamala Harris, I look forward to casting my ballot for her. And I think it's also really important to say, for me at least, that I will also be voting for Democrats in the House and the Senate too, just because I think it is so important that we get past this period of Donald Trump for America to begin healing. And once we're past that period, hopefully we can open up responsible policy debates in the future. But right now we need to focus on defeating Donald Trump.
Yeah, no. New congressional report on Liz Cheney unethical behavior in the January 6th show trial notes how Cassidy Hutchinson lied about so many things, including about me illegally obtaining classified information from Mark Meadows. Everything she said was false. So, yeah, this isn't great for them. It's great for us. People are looking into it, and people are saying, hey, wait a second, here's this girl who's now on The View. Alyssa Farah used to work for Trump as well, and who seemed to have been, cheerleading and making all the connections with Liz Cheney. So there's like this witch's kitchen of anti-Trump left-wing women LARPing as Republicans, sabotaging Trump and backstabbing the movement that all worked for him. Do you know witness tampering is a federal crime, says Jack Posobiec. Here are Liz Cheney's text messages with Cassidy Hutchinson. They show multiple calls between Cheney and Hutchinson without her lawyer present. In fact, Hutchinson was sharing her lawyer's private text messages with Cheney. Yikes, big yikes. It's very clear that Alyssa Farah was the go-between for Liz Cheney and Cassidy Hutchinson. She played a huge role here. Somebody needs to get them under deposition. Let's go. We asked Laura Trump about this. We'll play that in just one moment. Lawyer up Liz Cheney, says Mike Davis, nobody is above the law. Your daddy cannot save you this time. Oh. Breaking, Cheney referred for prosecution, witness tampering. Just like we've always known, she presented evidence of testimony where Cassidy Hutchinson lied in her statements. This is potentially 20 years in prison. Cassidy Hutchinson's testimony was obscene and insane when she said it. Liz Cheney colluded with her. She's been now referred to the FBI and DOJ for a criminal investigation. It's going to be amazing. They can give her the Steve Bannon treatment, right? Wouldn't that be nice? Peter Navarro treatment. Remember, when you don't answer questions in Congress's subpoena, then you get put in prison. Put a Cheney in prison, man. I'd love to see that. For many reasons, this being one of them. The House report just found that Liz Cheney coached Cassidy Hutchinson to change her testimony. Cassidy Hutchinson had gone in and testified 3 times. And then suddenly she changes her story after this little witch's kitchen collusion arc that was being run inside of from ex-embittered Trump staffers that wanted jobs on corporate media shows. Right? Yeah. And they got that. It's almost like they struck a deal, right? You know, Alyssa Farrow's on CNN and on ABC. It's almost as though, I have no proof of this, it's almost as though there was like a deal struck. They turn on Trump and they'd get these plum jobs that are way above their station from the corporate press, right? And the little payouts, you know, that's like an easy way to money launder. House report just found that Liz Cheney coached Cassidy Hutchinson. Now we know why they deleted their communications. Yep. Trump turncoat Elizabeth Farrow accused of J6 witness tampering. Uh-oh. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, I asked Lord Trump about this earlier. And Lord Trump's going to Lord Trump, baby. When you break the law, you go to jail and you serve time. Uh-oh. Dun, 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 dun. It's going to be a bad Christmas for Liz Cheney. Like, share, and subscribe. Here's Lord Trump. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about that mess. It's something that you just mentioned. January 6th report out today. In fact, breaking at time of show. House Republicans exposed January 6th committee's lies, cover-ups, and scandals in new report that was just released. I want to punch on down here to the data that was deleted and also the Cheney cover-up, where the report conclusively states that Liz Cheney worked with one of the key witnesses, somebody that you might have known from the White House, Cassidy Hutchinson. She's an ex-aide to White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows. And Liz Cheney flipped this witness, rewrote her testimony, according to the January 6th report here, and then did so without the advice or consent of a lawyer present. So Liz Cheney kicked out the attorney, and then Cassidy Hutchinson completely changes the story into Orange Hulk. My favorite story of all time. Which
so
I
good.
would watch. I would watch the freaking movie, Laura. I'd watch it. Where's the ticket? If Marvel made it, I'd buy it. I'd buy the ticket. Give me the ticket. Like if you made Orange Hulk and it was Trump that could smash through like the windows, the bulletproof windows.
Yeah, the bulletproof glass.
You're right. That's
right through it.
And Trump,
right through it. No brass knuckles needed. Just bare-fisted.
That's right.
Right through it, grabbing a hold of the steering wheel, turning it, even though the Secret Service agents with machine guns are sitting in front. Yeah, that story. Oh yeah. I'd buy a ticket to that one too. Let me know whenever it's going to run. I'll
Orange
go
Hulk.
with you.
They're bringing
It's
Red
my
Hulk
treat.
back. We have Red Hulk. We have Green Hulk. Now we get Orange Hulk, and I'll buy the ticket if you make it about Donald Trump. Anyway, that's the story that she concocted with Liz Cheney. In this report now, please scroll down to one more paragraph here. This report now confirms. Continue, client, please. Confirmed a Cheney cover-up. There it is. Okay. This report, scroll up. This report, Cheney cover-up. Scroll down. There you are. Cheney cover up. There it is. So this
There it
report,
is.
I want everyone to read it. It's on the Federalist right now. We're looking at the Federalist. This now conclusively states, Barry Loudermilk's like, Cheney freaking did it. Okay? She did it. She broke the law while doing it. Then they deleted all the evidence of her doing it. And this is plainly criminal. What do you think should happen to Liz Cheney?
Wait, Benny, you mean that the January 6th thing wasn't real? You mean that I've been concerned about Donald Trump as a threat to democracy ever since. This thing from the very beginning has been a hot bunch of garbage. The idea that they have tried to force this down the throats of the American people since January of 2021, they thought this was the ticket. Look, they were desperate for anything to happen to make sure that Donald Trump never got back in the White House. The moment they have been dreading, again, we're 35 days away from that moment right now. I can't wait for it. The country can't wait for it. The world, quite frankly, can't wait for it. But they said, you know what we'll do? We will take this thing and we will blow it up out of proportion. We'll ruin people's lives. We'll throw people in jail regardless of whether or not they did anything. We'll put people on no-fly lists. We will make people admit to things they didn't do because we're the government and we can threaten you and we're the Department of Justice and you should be afraid of us. Everything that has happened with this January 6th nonsense anyone who did anything illegal ought to be held accountable. And I'm not a legal expert or a legal scholar, but I do know that when you break the law, that means you go to jail and you serve time. What they have perpetrated on the American people by way of this January 6th hoax is absolutely terrible. And it is a stain on our country's history. These people ought to be ashamed of themselves. I know they aren't. So we'll go ahead and shame them. We'll go ahead and make sure they never forget that history recalls every single day from now till forever what these people did and the way they personally and single-handedly tried to destroy this country. Thank goodness God is good and he always shows us. He shines the light in the dark places. This is just the beginning, Benny. If you think this is good, wait till Donald Trump gets in there. Wait till Kash Patel gets in there. Wait till Tulsi Gabbard gets in there. Wait till these people start shining a light in all the dark places that the Democrats and the establishment never wanted us to go. This is another reason people were desperate to have Donald Trump back in the White House.
Boom, shakalaka. Like you're speaking from obviously passionately because you have been a victim of this.